When some people hear the word argument, it brings to mind scenes like this. But when historians make arguments about the past, they usually don't use chairs. And making arguments about history is so important to this class that we're going to devote several videos just to that topic. And at the end of this video, we're going to let you make an argument of your own. So what is an argument? Well, next time you're online or in social media and you see a post about politics, just read the comments section. An argument is the opposite of that. In fact, so often those comments are just an online version of this. A real argument first makes a claim. That is, it makes a statement that goes beyond just stating a fact or an opinion. It takes a stand on an issue and indicates exactly what the argument is going to be. Let's look at a simple example. First, we need a prompt. Analyze the effects of the internet on education. And a claim for that prompt might be, the internet affects education positively by making more content and knowledge available to students than ever before. Now that's a claim. It takes a specific position on the topic. Here's another. The internet weakens education by reducing students' attention span and reading comprehension. Now, you might disagree with either or both of those statements, but that's the whole point. A claim is debatable. It's not a subjective preference or something so vague that it's immune to being falsified.
It's either true or it's not true. It's not your opinion. Like, in my opinion, you're an idiot.
And did you notice that they were both very different but still valid claims? They just approached the topic from different angles. So that's a claim. After establishing a claim, an argument then offers specific pieces of evidence and explains exactly how that evidence supports it. To illustrate, let's look at another example. Here's a prompt. Analyze the effects of disease on the use of technology. Now, a possible claim is, disease has increased the use of technology by forcing teachers to adapt much more of it in daily instruction. So how do you support this? Well, we want to unpack it by naming a specific disease, if you can think of any right now. So a good answer would mention how when COVID-19 shut down schools, your teacher learned more tech tools than ever before.
80 cell phones.
Cool. Again, we need something specific here in the explanation. You could name any specific apps or websites your teacher started to use and how more frequently he or she used them. Or maybe your teacher finally got that whole email thing figured out. So there's the basics of an argument, a defensible claim and specific evidence to support it. Now, to give you a shot at making your first argument about history, we're going to look at some of the content from this week's reading. You read in the textbook about the shift from Paleolithic or hunter-gatherer lifestyles to the Neolithic or farming way of life. People settled in one place, built more permanent residences, and planted crops. Now, despite these drastic changes, even in these Stone Age farming villages, most people did the same thing for a living. Nearly all of them were farmers. Now, today it's the opposite. The number of farmers and ranchers as a percentage of all employed people in the United States is about 1%. The story about how this change took place will teach us a lot about historical change and set up your assignment. It's the story of technological advancement and surpluses. As we said before, in a Neolithic or farming community, most people are engaged in the production of food. But every time they applied a new tool or technology, their efficiency went up. Every farmer was more productive, meaning that for the first time they produced a surplus, or more food than they needed. As a result, individuals were freed from the task of producing food. They focused on other skills. Each time advancements increased efficiency, more people could pursue other things, like this guy. With more artisans and craftsmen doing many different things for a living, society became much more varied, much more complex. Now you can imagine that across time, as more advanced improvements were made, the number of people not making food would soon pass the number who did, until we arrived at society today. With the help of technologies, farmers today produce such massive surpluses that most of us don't have anything to do with the production of food. Now, keeping in mind the process I just described, your homework is to make an argument about the following prompt. What was the social effect of the use of metals by early farming communities? In the next video, we'll continue learning how to make arguments as we turn to the River Valley civilizations. See you then.